so go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. You can sit on your butt and cross your legs. If you're crossing your legs, make sure you bring one out far enough in front so that you are not stacking your legs. We'll start just by closing our eyes or lowering your gaze. Your hands can be on your knees, be palms up to bring in the energy, palms down to keep you grounded. Just start by taking in the sounds around you. It could be the sound of your breath, it could be the sound of a dog squeaker toy. It could be the sound of birds outside. It could be the fan on you. It could be your thoughts. Whatever sounds you're experiencing in this moment, just notice them. You can think about them deeply if you'd like. You can think about what that noise means to you, if you find any level of comfort in that noise, or maybe it's an obnoxious noise, like a dog with a squeaker. You can appreciate those sounds just for what they are without the labels that we automatically apply to them. And you just notice them. If you're done listening to all the sounds around, you can take in any smells you might smell. Maybe the insides of your nostrils. Maybe the interior of your lungs. Like to draw your attention to your mouth. You can take in any tastes you might have. Maybe just the inside of your mouth. Maybe the taste of an exasperated exhale. Attention to your sense of touch. Maybe pay attention to the way your legs feel pressed against the mat, or your flesh, or the air in your hands. Maybe you pay attention to any sore or stuck spot in the body that you want to send your breath to. Mind is still racing. You can take a moment to just watch the thoughts as they pass. No need to judge them. No need to label them as good or bad. They just are. You'd like to watch these thoughts just go by. Maybe a train on a track, just whooshing right past you. No need to check in with them right now. your mind keeps racing back, you can always concentrate on your breath. You could come back to the act of breathing by simply telling yourself you're inhaling and telling yourself that you're exhaling. You could count how long your breaths are. Or you could start at 13 and count your number of breaths, counting backwards. And if you lose track, you can just start again at 13. While you're focusing your mind, you can go ahead and get your body to a place that's nice and comfortable, long, tall spine, letting space in between each vertebrae. A micro tucking of the tailbone, make your spine even longer. Or you can gently open your eyes or raise your gaze. You can switch the crossing of your legs wherever you're at. Take a deep breath in. Nice deep exhale out. We'll start just by lifting the arms up, shrugging those shoulders down, bringing those ribs in, reaching those fingertips in all directions. Feeling space in the arm, feeling space in the biceps. Bend your elbows backwards and just reach down your back. See if you can get some more opening in the front of those arms. Maybe you have to bring those ribs back in. From here, we'll remove the right arm from your back and place it on the elbow, really guiding that elbow back. Again, checking in with your ribs. Tall back, ribs in. I can do this. Reaching down that back, nice. Long arms, sighing those shoulder blades down the back. On your next inhale, bring both arms up again. Bend that opposite arm, bring that hand to the elbow, reach back, gently press down. Shrug both those shoulders down the back. Inhale both arms into the sky again. We're going to bend the arms. This time just go down 5. Come back up. 4. Come back up. 3. Come back up. 2. Come back up. And 1. Come back up. We'll take our arms out to the side in a big wide T. From here, we will either keep the hands flat, make fists, or bend the knuckles here, and just externally and internally rotate the arms, coming from the shoulders, feeling strength, feeling the stretch, hopefully in that upper arm. I'm gonna learn all the muscle names soon. Just doing that nice internal and external rotation. Then we'll take one arm across the body, stretch it down, bring that shoulder down away from your ear, really pull that bicep over. Nice big exhale into that shoulder, releasing any sort of tension you may have. We'll do out nice and big, wide T. We'll take the other arm across. Sighing that shoulder down, reaching the hand over. Again, checking in with your muscles. You can give yourself a little massage, any area that might hurt or need a little extra attention. Really activating those muscles. You can even give it a little punch, like a nice little gentle punch like we were before. We'll inhale those arms straight back up again. Lean to one side, reaching that arm over top. Shining that chest towards the ceiling, pointing that thumb towards the back of the room. Option to come down further, like onto your elbow. If you will, can keep both sit bones down onto the mat. Here, we'll come back up to the center. Exhale, come back down to the other side. Really reach over, thumb towards the back of the room. Option to drop down onto the elbow here. I find the stretch extends to my hip, and I find a lot more space coming down on this elbow. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center, arms up, shoulders, sighing down the back, fingertips reaching out in all directions. See how my leg is just popping up? It doesn't need to. My knee nice and low to the ground here. We're going to twist to one side, doesn't matter which. Opposite hand behind you. Inhale for a nice long spine. Exhale to go to the back of the room. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, look at your WWE Championship belt that you found in your closet in your costume collection. If you have one on display behind you. Go ahead and stretch back to the center. Give yourself a nice little tiny stretch to the other side. We'll bring the arms up again and exhale, twist to the opposite side. On your next exhale, you can come back around, little counter twist to the other side. You'll come into tabletop pose on the front of the mat. We'll start with the top of the toes onto the mat and just walk back so you're seated on your heels. If this is not comfortable for you or not possible for you, make any adjustments. You can put a block between your feet. You can move your legs out, bring your bum down. That actually hurts me more. If it helps you, you can tuck your toes under here. That might be a more intensive a stretch. Maybe you want that intense stretch. All for it. We're just going to do some nice little tucks and tilts of our pelvis here. And what I'm looking for when you tuck your pelvis in, besides the pelvis moving, is to feel this nice long stretch in the top of your quad. Oh, good girl. If you don't feel that stretch, go ahead and come up onto your toes and then do your tilt and tuck. You might feel it a little better there. If you don't feel it, you can also come up on your knees like this as though you're about to go into a camel pose. So drop your arms to the side and just tilt and tuck here. You might feel a nice stretch in the front of your quads here. But if you're happy down here, just like 10 or 15 tucks and tilts. And start getting really drastic into your tucks. You can bring your whole body into it as though you're making a giant C in your body. That might help feel that stretch in the quads. Like you're doing cats and cows, but sitting up. feel like you have a nice warmed up spine, you can come up to your legs. Come up so you're on your knees. Your thighs are nice and straight, perpendicular to the mat. If you have blocks, you can place them behind you at your feet. You can tuck your toes here. The goal, we're not going to go all the way yet. So the first thing we're going to do, place one hand at the side. We're going to make a big arch behind you with one arm and touch the heel. Then arch that arm back up. Arch the opposite arm behind you, touch your heel. Arch that arm back up. This time, concentrate on keeping your hips square towards the center of the mat, towards the front of the room. While you bring your arm back behind you and reach for that foot. Might be harder to see, keeping your hips forward. And then round in the arm to bring that arm back up. We'll go to the other side, again, keeping those hips forward. Reach for that heel to touch it with your fingertips. And continue this motion if you're comfortable. If not, if you'd like to move on, you can bring both your arms back in a nice big rotation and reach for your heels, reach for a block, shine that chest towards the ceiling, feel the stretch in the top of the quads, really make it feel like somebody's pushing your butt forward in space. This camel pose. And when you had enough of that, you can arch your arms forward and come back into your sit with the tops of the feet onto the mat. Give yourself a little tuck and tilt in your pelvis to give yourself a nice relaxed spine. And we'll come into our tabletop pose. Pressing those hands into the mat, coming into a nice neutral spine. If you have a block, you can If a block, you can place it behind your knee, or a ball, or a book, or just like keep your leg at a 90-degree angle. Keeping those hips square. I'm going to put a block on my sacrum just to help myself stay square. We're going to do 5 leg lifts on the right side. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more, inhaling up. Keep your knee in the air and we'll do 5 pumps of the knee. 1, 2, 5. From here, if you'd like, you can take your leg out to the side. Keeping those hips even is not an easy thing to do. Lift that leg as high as possible. And we'll bring the leg back, hover it back behind you, drop that block if you have one. Breathing here. From here, we're going to open the hips up, let that block slide off if you have one there. Hovering this leg for a moment, you can do, we'll lift our legs here, just drop it down to touch the ground, and we'll lift to be nice and even with the hip. Drop it down, lift, drop it down, lift. Take it down, lift. 2 more, down and lift. 1 more, down and lift. Pump your leg here 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your hips back down. This time we're going to lift the leg at a nice regular lift leg. I don't know. Lifting the leg here is up as high as you can, and then dropping back down to the ground. Really squaring in that opposite hip. You can feel that pull. Make yourself a nice right angle. When you feel like you've done about 5, lift that leg into the air. We'll do 5 pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring this leg back down to tabletop pose. Coming into the second side, we'll place that block behind the knee if you have one, or book or ball, or just keep your leg at a 90-degree angle. I'm gonna place a block on my sacrum, just keep my hips square. The leg lift, we'll do 5. Ooh, lordy. Okay, we'll do 5 on the left. Go ahead and inhale up. 1, 2, exhale down. 3, 4, 5. We'll stay up at the top. We'll do 5 bounces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, we'll lift the leg out to the side, nice and square. Extend that leg out, square your hips, send the leg out. Open up the hips, drop any block you might have behind you. From here, we're going to do side leg lifts. Go ahead and 5 here. Exhaling down, inhaling up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then at the top, we'll do 5 little bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll square the hips, keeping that leg straight back behind you. Option to point your toe or flex your foot. Keeping a nice even hip ratio towards your mat here. And then lifting that back leg for 1, exhaling all the way down, 2, exhaling all the way down, 3, exhaling all the way down, 4, exhaling down, 5, exhaling down, 6. I went too many. Stay up at the top. We'll bounce up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release that leg back down to the mat. Release the block from your back. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hydrate. All right. So, we're going to do a gentle twist in our tabletop, lifting that left arm into the air, reaching towards the sky, trying to keep those hips as square as possible, really wringing that midsection out like a towel. Exhaling that arm back down, inhaling the opposite side up. Exhaling back down. Pressing those fingertips into the ground, tucking those back toes under, press the hips into the sky for downward facing dog. Excuse me while I take my socks off. Breathing in down dog. You can pedal out through the feet here. If you find a spot that's particularly stuck or that feels nice, you can stay there for a second. And when you're ready, we're going to lift the the heels into the air on your inhale, and exhale, press those heels back down to the mat. Check in with your glutes here. Make sure you're not holding any tension. Check in with your jaw. Check in with your neck. Nod your head yes, shake your head no, move your head I don't know. Practice those micro tucks and tilts with your pelvis here. Micro millimeter tucking and tilting. Now we're going to take that right foot to across on the other side of the left. Excuse me. Bring our hands over and spin up to a wild child pose. Reaching the arm back behind you. On your next exhale, we'll spin back to our down dog. Lifting that right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, swing that knee forward. Help it if you need to. From here, we'll take this back knee down to the mat. Place the top of the foot onto the mat. And square your hips, not just front towards the front of the mat, but if you see that one is higher than the other, just bring them back down to the square with the mat as well. Pulling this heel towards this knee for stability. We're going to inhale the arms up into the air. From here, we're gonna do a gentle back bend, shining that chest towards the ceiling, letting those arms fall back behind, letting your shoulder blades pull behind you. And see if you can't find a stretch in that front left psoas muscle. On your next exhale, we'll frame that front foot. Tuck the toes under, lift the back knee up. We're gonna kick that back leg towards the front. So both feet are all the way onto the mat, toes and heels. I don't care how close the legs are together, but both feet should be on the mat. Place your hands on the mat or to blocks. We're gonna just imagine that the forehead is reaching towards the shin. Also, you want you to imagine there's a hook in that right hip, pulling it backwards in space. Feeling the stretch in the back of the leg here. Your next exhale, you're gonna stop that step that front foot back to meet the back, set the back foot back to meet the other one. So you're back in your downward facing dog. Pulling those heels towards the ground. We're gonna go ahead and bring that left foot over the right. Lift that right arm into the air and spin into wild child. On your next exhale, you can bring your hand down back to the mat, twist your feet back to where they were. We're going to lift that left foot into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it to the front for your low lunge. You can help it if you need to. Square your hips in all ways possible. Drop that back knee down. Pull that heel towards your knee for stability. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up in the air as though we were in Warrior One. Shining that chest forward towards the ceiling. And come into a gentle back bend. And gaze at your thumbs if that helps. You're looking to feel a stretch in this front right psoas muscle. If you don't really feel it, you can always try sinking into that muscle a little bit, not too much. On your exhale, we'll frame that front foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift that back knee, and kick your foot forward until both heels are reaching the ground. Touching the ground, both heels are on the mat. Hips are square. There's a hook pulling that left hip back into space. We're imagining the forehead is pulling towards the shin, feeling the stress here in the back of the leg. Stress, stretch. Ready, you can drop your hands to the mat. There and already there. Keep both feet back so you're back in your downward facing dog. Give your hips a little shake out. On your next exhale, we're going to roll forward to plank pose. From here, I want you to work on tilting and tucking that pelvis and feeling the difference in the low back and the stability. You feel that belly button pull towards the spine. You feel those lower abdominals wrapping around to your back. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Excuse me. Nice deep breath in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're gonna forward fold at the front of the mat. This can be as deep or as shallow as you like. Your knees can be bent or straight. Can be folded forward a lot or a little. Make sure you're not falling into your arches. Like you were pushing 2 blocks away from your knees. Sway side to side in this forward fold. If you can't move your hips left and right while keeping your feet planted, you can move at the ankle too. Just keep the bottoms of the feet planted. Next, inhale, gently roll up to a standing pose at the front of the mat. Standing in your mountain pose, heel toe your feet out, just about as wide, a little bit wider than hips width distance, whatever you're comfortable with. And just rock from side to side here. You can really get into the whole leg. And if you'd like to add some rocking of the top of the body to your side to side, you can. When you're ready to come to stillness, we're going to plant those feet into the ground nice and directly rooted. We're going to lift the arms into the air. We're going to tuck those ribs in. Make sure our arms are nice and straight into the sky. We're going to imagine we're holding a beach ball, or if you have a Pilates ball, you certainly can grab one, or if you have a beach ball, grab one. From here, we're going to keep the hips exactly where they are and just stretch to one side. And then while we're stretching to one side, if you'd like to get particularly deep into that one hip, first of all, check in with your glutes, make sure they're relaxed. Then just take your hip to the other side. Away, stretch away from the arms. Breathe here. And then on the next inhale, come back to center. Woo. Holding that beach ball in your hand, we're going to come to the other side. Feeling those hips nice and square with the feet. And then to get into our juicier stretch, we're going to go ahead and swing those hips out to the side. If you need to bend one knee to get those hips out to the side, by all means. You want to feel a stretch kind of in your low abdomen on the side here. Inhale back to center, reaching those arms into the air. On your next exhale, you're going to fold forward back down to the mat. This fold should be deeper than your last fold, but that can mean whatever you would like it to mean. That can mean your knees are a little bit more straight. That could mean you're dropping your head a little bit more towards the ground. Swing your arms from side to side here. You could interlace your hands behind your back if you'd like. I like making an infinity symbol with my arms as I drag them back and forth across the mat. A Mobius strip, a figure eight. Drawing it flat, it's not like I'm drawing it in 3D space. Alright, when you're ready to come to stillness, if you are moving, you can come into that forward fold, feeling nice and strong. On the next inhale, we're going to gently roll back up to that mountain pose. Your feet can be hip width distance apart or further, whichever is more comfortable for you. We're going to pull up on that thread coming from our top of our skull for a nice long spine. Inhale those arms into the air, holding that giant beach ball. This time we're going to exhale, pressing the ball into the ground. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, nice long flat back. You're in your flat back and you're putting all of your equal weight into your feet. Just do like 5% more in your toes. Still feel balanced, but feel like maybe you've got a little bit more weight in the balls of the feet. Come back here. I'm not creating straight legs. I've got all my weight on my heels. My bum is way behind my knees. I'm gonna come up here to my toes. I have more of a straight line between my ankles and my bum. All right, exhaling to fold forward again. Plant the hands, step back, plank pose. From here, you can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to press back to down dog. Take a nice deep breath in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, we'll inhale the hands on shins, nice long flat back. Weight in the toes, just 5% more. Exhale to fold forward. Keep that weight equal. Keep that weight a little bit more on your toes. See how that feels? And then inhale all the way up to a standing pose. All right, shake it all out and do a few more of those. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Feet can be hips width distance or wider, whichever more comfortable for you. Check in with those glutes. Relax. Check in with that tailbone. Make sure it's tucked under. Bringing that spine nice and tall on the top of the head. Take a nice deep inhale and bring those arms up in space. Tuck your ribs in, really stretch the arms up into the air. Take one deep inhale here. And then exhale, folding forward down to the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale back to down dog. Nice deep breath in downward facing dog. Heels stretching towards the mat. Hips reaching towards the ceiling. Sit bones. Yeah. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. Turn a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward, melting down into your forward fold. And on the next inhale, we'll gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the other until we're in a nice standing pose. Deep breath here, shake it all out. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, inhale those arms up above your head. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to press back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to forward fold at the front of the mat. We'll bring the hands to the shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling your arms above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward, melting down into the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, weight in the balls of the feet. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step back to plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Go through your vinyasa. Inhale for an upward facing dog or low cobra. And press back to down dog. Take one nice deep inhale and downward facing dog. On your exhale, you can step or hop forward to forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, gently roll up to a standing pose. All right. We'll do one more like that. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Arms are down at your sides. We'll inhale up for Urdhva Hastasana, tucking those ribs in, stretching those arms up, feeling that weight in the ball of the feet. Exhale to fold forward, keeping that weight in the ball of the foot. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward, plant your hands, step back. Plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and to the mat. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to down dog. Nice deep breath in downward facing dog. Then you can step or hop forward, so forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, you can place your hands on your shins. Exhale to fold forward. On your next inhale, we'll gently roll up to standing pose. Standing at the front of the mat, hips a little bit wider than hips width distance. From here, check in with the glutes, release any tension you may have. Check in with that sacrum, tuck it down. You can have a slight bend in the knee if you'd like. From here, we're just going to do nice, gentle rolls in the hips. You can include your knees, you can include your ankles. If you find a sore spot that's maybe a little bit more stuck, you can spend a few seconds there. Just go both directions. Like you're taking batter out of the edge of a bowl. Pay attention to the bottom of your feet and see how this movement affects where the weight is in your feet. Can you keep that weight a little bit forward in those toes and still do this movement? It's okay if you have to shift the weight when you go back. That only makes sense. Make sure you do both directions. And make sure you do, let's do big circles. Oh, yes. Well, that hurts a lot. Do big circles, circles so big you have to bend one knee. Get them down. Maybe your whole body folds. Maybe you're a big ragdoll. And when you've gone both directions there, maybe stayed in any of those sore or stuck spots and just a second longer. When you're ready to come back to stillness, shake out the shoulders, shake out the back of the neck. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your spine. Release the jaw. Your eyes can be soft or closed. Hands at your sides, nice and loose. We'll take the arms up, stretch up into Urdhva Hastasana. From here, we're going to start with keeping the arms in the air. We're not going to bend the knees. We're just going to bring the back into our cat pose. So the belly button goes towards the spine, sacrum tucks under a lot. Maybe your knees bend just because that's a weird action. And then while we've got this ridiculous, I can't even see me. Now that we were sitting here before, making our nice big C's in our back, right? Okay, so make your nice big C in your back. Pull that belly button towards the spine. Bring that pelvis forward. And then when you come to the top of the spine, shine that chest forward and bring those arms forward. And that is your body for chair pose. And then you incorporate the bending of the knees, which is not easy at all. So imagine your cat spine in the back of your back, your cow spine in the front of your back, and go ahead and try to sit down in your chair pose. My back immediately, my tailbone immediately untucked. Maybe you can feel that in the top of the quads here. If you'd like to bring your arms to rest on your legs, you certainly can do that. Maybe that'll help you get this shape in. You can also practice this by sitting in an actual chair. When you're ready, we'll drop those hands to the mat, step back to your plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, pressing back to down dog. On your next inhale, we'll bring that right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up those hips, reach that heel towards the bum. From here, we're going to round that hip over. Help your foot if you need to. And come into your low lunge. From here, we're going to rotate that back. We're not going to do that yet. First, what we're going to do in our low lunge, we're going to bring our left hand to the mat and bring our right arm into the air. If you will want to bring your flesh up, so maybe it's in the way of your leg here, you can. Just come into this low lunge twist. Again, imagine I've got a hook pulling that hip backwards in space, feeling some action in that back hip. Exhale, bring that hand back down to frame that front foot. We're going to kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. Nice deep breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the left leg up to the air, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, open up those hips. On your next exhale, we're going to round in the body and bring that foot up. Help it if you need to. And here we're going to place that right hand equal with that right foot and bring that left arm up in space for a low lunge twist. Inhale. Really activate that right buttock. On your next exhale, You can lower your hand to frame your front foot, kick your front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a little cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling to press back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward through a forward fold at the front of the mat. When you are satisfied with your forward fold, you can gently roll up to stand. Give your legs a little shake out, your hips a little shake out, and we'll come to mountain pose at the front of the mat. All right, on your next inhale, bring the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. We'll tuck those ribs back in and shine that chest forward. While we've got that chest forward and those ribs in, we're going to bring that belly button back and bend the knees, like come into a chair. On your next exhale, we're going to fold forward, plant the hands, step back, or jump back to a plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Press back to a down dog. From here, we'll bring that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, kick the bum, and bring that foot forward. Help it if you need to. From here, we're going to lower that back heel down. Keep those hips squared towards the front of the room. And lift the arms up for warrior one. Get a nice right angle in that front knee. Glue the outer edge of that back foot down to the mat. From here, just gonna play with the arms, make sure those ribs are nice and tucked in. We're gonna bend the elbows so you touch your shoulder blades with your thumbs. And just bring them back up into the sky, bring them down and back behind you to interlace them for humble warrior. Inhaling back to warrior one. Exhaling to frame the front foot. Kick that foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank. Exhaling, going through your vinyasa or lowering your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a little cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling back to down dog. On your next inhale, bring that left foot into the air, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, kick your heel to the bottom. Exhale, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. We'll rotate that back heel down and come into our warrior one. Nice right angle in that front knee. Hips are squared towards the front of the room. You're going to tuck those ribs in, bend the elbows back, touch the shoulders with the thumbs, and then extend the arms back up, round them down all the way back to interlace them behind your back and come until you're a humble warrior. On your next inhale, you can bring those arms back to your warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling, pressing back to down dog. Nice deep breath in downward facing dog. Give your hips a little shake out. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, turn a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll gently roll up to stand. So we're standing in mountain pose. And take drink one. Standing in mountain pose, check in with your glutes. Check in with your jaw. Check in with your neck. Make sure you're not holding any tension in any of these places. And we'll start by lifting the arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. Bringing the arms back a little bit in space, tucking those ribs in, really stretching in the arms. We're just going to bring that bum down, bend the knees, and swing forward to fold forward. Plant your hands, step or jump back to your plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, or go through your vinyasa, coming into an upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale to press back to down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend the knees, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. We're going to rotate that back heel down. Nice right angle in this front leg. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat. That back foot is glued down. Feel like your two thighs are reaching towards each other. All they want to do is zip together. You won't let them. And then lift the chest and arms into the air for warrior one. Exhale down for humble warrior. Inhale up for warrior one. Exhale out for warrior two. Bring your palm forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Give that knee a rest as you come forward and down into triangle pose. Here you can bend that front knee, place your forearm and reach the opposite arm over to the head. And we will windmill the hands out so we're in our wide-legged forward fold. Then we're going to bend one knee and come into a side squat, whatever that means to you. You can bend the knee fully. You can bring it just kind of half bent if you'd like, wherever you feel a stretch. Just a few breaths here. We'll press that bum back into space. Come to the other side. On your next exhale, press yourself back to the center. We'll walk the fingertips back to that front leg. Take that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank, going through your vinyasa or lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog. Pressing back to down. On your next inhale, we'll lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, open the hips. Bring that foot forward. Help it if you need to. Nice right angle on that front knee. We're going to rotate that back foot down. Pressing the feet into the mat. Feeling those thighs wanting to zip together. You're going to press the ground away and lift the arms up into warrior one. Exhale down into humble warrior. Inhale up into warrior one. Exhale out into warrior two. Bring your hand forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Then we'll give that front knee a rest. Come forward and then down for triangle pose. From here, you can bend that front knee, bring your forearm to the thigh, and come into side angle pose. You can windmill your hands down. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold. We'll just heel toe the feet together till you come into a nice gentle squat, whatever that means to you. When you're ready, you can bring your hands to the ground, push your bum back up in the air. We'll meet back in down dog on the mat. When you're ready, we'll roll forward to plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, pressing back to down dog. Breathing in downward facing dog. Your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're going to forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, we'll gently roll up to a standing pose. And we'll come into our balancing poses. So if you'd like to come into tree, we'll wake up the bottom of the foot. Just go ahead, do that. Smacking on the bottom of the feet. Ground your feet into all four corners. Feel that 5% more into the bottom of the toes, balls of the feet. Then go ahead and kickstand your ankle to your heel to your ankle, or press your foot into your calf. Or if you'd like, you can press your heel into your inner thigh. Hands can be at heart center, at your hips, or branches blowing in the breeze. Pick a stable point in front of you to stare at to help with your balance. You're ready, you can release that foot from your leg, bring that knee forward, stretch front of you, maybe a little higher, maybe a little higher, and then let it go down. Shake out that standing foot. You can massage that outer muscle of that calf if it's burning. Waking up the bottom of that other foot, feeling all four corners of the foot on the mat, putting that 5% more into the ball of the foot. Kickstanding the heel to the ankle here, pressing the foot against the calf, or pressing that heel against the inner thigh. As long as the foot is not touching the knee, everything is great. Hands can be on your hips at heart center, branches blowing in the breeze. You can find one stable point to stare at to help you with your balance. you're ready, you can remove that foot from your leg, bring your knee forward, kick your foot out, maybe a little higher, maybe a little higher, and just let it rest. Go ahead and shake out that standing leg and massage the outer edge of the leg if that feels good. And we'll come back to our mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling the arms above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Go ahead and exhale, come into a forward fold. Planting your hands, stepping back to plank pose. Optional vinyasa here to lower your knees, chest and chin into the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing back to your down dog. From here, lifting that right leg into the air, three-legged dog, bending the knees, swinging that chin forward, setting up for pigeon pose. Making sure that leg is nice and straight behind you. Turning that chest forward and then sighing down to the mat. Next, inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. You can swing that leg underneath you so you're back in your tabletop pose. Give your hips a little shake out here. You can press back into child's pose. Give yourself a little shake out. Pressing into the mat, tucking those back toes under. We'll come back into downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, opening those hips and swinging the shin forward. Bringing that leg straight back behind you. Setting yourself up with any props you may need. Inhaling that chest forward. And then coming back down to pigeon pose. Next, inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest into the air. Come to a tabletop pose. Tuck those toes under. Press your hips up into the air for downward facing dog. From here, optional vinyasa, you can roll forward to plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Press back to downward. Your next exhale will roll forward to plank and lower down in one line, or whatever that means to you. Then we'll roll onto our backs and start just by windshield wipering the knees back and forth. Oh, such a good girl. Let me tell you. Yeah, you're almost done. We've had enough of that. We'll come into a gentle inversion, whatever that means to you. If you have a block, you can place it under your sacrum and just lift your legs in the air. You can just lift your legs in the air. You can do a supported shoulder stand and lift your whole body up using your elbows as support on your back. You can come into a plow if you'd like, releasing the feet back behind your head. You've chosen to lift your legs. You can work on flexing the feet and pointing the toes. And you can flex the feet and work on externally and internally rotating those hip thigh sockets. Hip sockets, thigh joints. And when you're done, you can bring your legs to stillness and you can internally and externally rotate your ankles. And then when you're done with that, you can lower your legs, remove any props you may have, and the windshield wiper out those legs again. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Drop the left foot back down to the mat, knees still bent. Bring that right ankle on top of the left knee. Bring that left leg up into the air, bend the knee, flex the feet. Straighten that leg as much as you can. Point your toes on that straight leg. If you want to come down to straighten it and then bring it back up in the air, you certainly can. From here, check in with those low abdominals. Are they wrapping around to the back? Is your belly button reaching towards your spine? Or imagining to reach towards your spine? Wow, foot cramp, what's up? All right, pointing that toe, we're gonna bring this bent leg towards us, both arms. You can press the knee out if you want, if that feels good for you. All right, and then once you have a stable grip on that leg, we're just gonna point the toe and drop that straight leg back down to the mat. Maybe hover for a second. And then flex the foot and bring it back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Can you have stable hips here? Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. We'll do one more. Hello, Clementine. Exhale down and inhale up. You can bend that knee and press that leg even closer to your chest. That feels nice for you. Maybe you want to rock back and forth, really feel stretch in the side of the hip here. Find a place where it's stuck. Really breathe into that spot. When you're ready, you can release your arms, release your legs down. Do a nice little windshield wiper out back and forth. Oh, place that left ankle on the right knee. Bring that right knee in. Straighten that right leg. Work on pointing and flexing the toe here. We'll hold this leg nice and tight to the body. And then with your foot, we'll go ahead and point the toe and lower the leg down. Flex the foot and bring it back up. 1. Bring it back down. Up. Down for 3. Back up. Down on your inhale. Up on your exhale. Down. Up. And we'll do one more of those. Down and up. Go ahead and bend that knee. Maybe force that leg a little bit closer to you. In this position, check in with your glutes. Make sure you're not holding any tension there. Check in with the jaw. Just rock. So you find a spot that maybe needs a little extra breath. You can find stillness there. extend that spot, that breath. And you can uncross your legs, bring them back to the mat. We'll windshield wiper them back and forth. Place your feet on the mat so you can just about graze your heels with your fingertips. We'll come into 3 active bridges. Pressing the ground away from you. Option to place a mat in between your block in between your thighs. We'll tilt that pelvis. I'm sorry. Tilt it. We're going to tuck that pelvis under and lift it into the sky. You can bring those shoulder blades underneath you. You can interlace your fingertips behind your back. Just 3 to 5 good breaths here. Your next exhale, you can move your shoulder blades, move your hands, bring your spine back down to the mat. Windshield wiper out your knees. Come to stillness. Tilt that tailbone under, lift your hips into the air for a second bridge. 3 to 5 good breaths here. Option to bring those shoulder blades underneath you and interlace your fingers back behind you. Release your hands, release your shoulder blades, release your spine back down to the mat. You can windshield wiper your legs back and forth. And when you're ready to come to stillness, you can tilt that pelvis, lift the hips into the air, and come into your 3rd and final bridge pose. 3 to 5 good breaths here. Option to bring those shoulder blades behind you and interlace your fingers back behind your back. On your next exhale, you can release your shoulder blades, release your hands, release your spine back down to the mat, release any blocks you may have, and we'll windshield wiper those legs back and forth again. From here, we'll hug those knees into the chest nice and tight. We're going to take the left leg and extend it out nice and long. And take that right knee across the body. You can lift that right hip off the mat if you'd like. Just bring that knee down to the opposite side. Maybe you can imagine there's a big hook on that right hip, pulling it back in space, looking for some space in the thigh here and in the hip. Back to center, both knees into your chest, nice and tight. And we'll drop them to the left side. Next inhale, bring those knees back to the center. Hug them in nice and tight. This time we'll extend the right leg out. We'll bring the left leg across the body. The hip can come up in space. You can try to find space in the hip by pulling it backward. Breathing here. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. Hug your knees into the chest. And exhale down to the opposite, to the right side. Inhale, you can come back to center. Hug those knees in the chest nice and tight. We'll go ahead and reach for the insides of the feet and come into a happy baby. It's gonna be a nice, luscious stretch, giving yourself any extra space in your legs or your arms. And work on bringing those knees into your armpits. You can work on your straightening out your legs more. You can work on imagining you're tilting your pelvis back. Why, can you not do that? Ready, you can release your hands from your feet. Come into your final resting pose. Option to stay in happy baby as long as you'd like. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. You start by making small movements in your fingers and toes. Rolling onto one side, using your arm as a pillow, taking one breath in the fetal position. Using that same slow quality of movement, you come up to a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. We'll close with one Om. And bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for coming to yoga and doing something for you today. Inhaling for Om. Oh.